Sweden, 1901. Gustav Bergman left Morluna, Sweden, for the New World, America. This is the start of what would eventually become the Hill family.
On my dad's side of the family, he has a Swedish heritage. We celebrate that as much as possible. We have always tried to have a Swedish Christmas, and that's sometimes called a smorgasbord of a Swedish dinner, where we kind of have a bunch of different dishes, and we try to keep them as traditional, I guess, as my grandma, at least for me, would have remembered from her family and what they have done. And this includes dishes like Swedish meatballs and a potato sausage that we actually make ourselves called korv.
Korv is a family tradition that's more than just a dish. It's a time for family to gather together and make something as a family.
A story that I remember my grandma telling us about my favorite dish at Christmas, which we celebrate on Christmas Eve, is a dish we call yiftis. I don't think you'll ever see that in a recipe book. The story goes is that someone got married right around Christmas time, and this was a dessert that was served, and it's a delicious dessert, kind of like a truffle that's sugar cookies, strawberries, whipped cream, sugar cookies, strawberry, whipped cream, and we like to serve that on Christmas Eve along with all of our cookies and other desserts too at the end of our meal. How my parents, or how our family, specifically my grandma Arlene's roots came from is, I don't remember her telling me, but I grew intrigued about the immigration process of how they came from Sweden, and I asked my parents to ask her, because I was not living at home at the time, to write kind of how it went, because I wasn't sure if maybe they went through Ellis Island or something. She said she didn't remember if they did or if they did not, but she, as I recall, the story goes that her mother, I believe, came, and they're both immigrated at times into the United States, and they both happened to both settle in the Bay City, Michigan area, and they just happened to meet each other there. So both of her parents were both immigrated from Sweden, but came here to live. And so my grandmother, Arlene, she is Swedish 100%, but was born here in America. She came with her brother, I believe, when she came over. I can't remember for sure. I don't think there was necessarily a specific reason. So it may have just been during the Great Immigration, when lots of people were moving to find new lives, I think. I still cling to my Swedish heritage, I think, because of the traditions, specifically at Christmas time, and how we talk about that this is, a more of a traditional dish. We have Swedish meatballs and the korv that we make even to ourselves. It's kind of a nice link to the past and to my heritage. I think living in America, we don't always have a heritage besides I'm an American to cling to and to remember our past from. And so it's kind of nice to have a few things to hang your hat on from, I guess, the old world, as they used to call it, and to help identify as a family to kind of what makes our family special compared to maybe other families.
The legacy of the Hill family is more than just Christmas. Today, the family tries to gather as often together and spend time together.